So, what is this about mentors? Why would someone want a mentor? I'm Evalena Rose, and as I've been speaking with people about my spiritual mentorship program, I've reflected on the mentors I've had in my life and realized how much they've supported me in coming to believe in myself, trust in myself. They've really helped me evolve my capacities, and I'm so grateful to every one of them. The first actually was a neighbor when I was a little tyke in this farm town. This woman that was self possessed in a beautiful way. She held herself elegantly and yet was very personable. And I always think of her as almost a godmother to me, although she may not even realize that. But it was a modeling for what I could be that was different from many of the farm women that I knew around me. In high school, I had a home economics teacher. In farm communities, the girls study home economics. And this woman really took me under her wing. She saw in me the potential to excel. And so she helped prepare me for scholastic achievement at the state level in textiles and cooking. She was a single woman, the only single professional woman that I knew as a young child. She was happy, she was competent, she was confident in herself, sovereign. And that helped me know there was something more than what I was seeing around me and motivated me to get to college and move on. In college, my psychology professor, Clifford Fall, amazing man, he invited me to come into his department. I was studying religion. And he said, I think you're so good at psychology. I think you'd be great in this work and have a lot to offer people. And what I heard was someone believed in me. So I moved my what do you call it? My that word's not coming, my major to psychology. And I actually worked in his office. I assisted with some of his research studies. So I felt very personally mentored by him. And even more importantly, when I was a senior, he gathered five of his most promising students and had this one class that was about teaching us how to think. So we'd look at research studies and evaluate them and talk about how do you hold this in a way that you can find what's true in it. And in psychology, in therapy, he would help us think things through. So that was a great gift to me to have guidance in how to think. When I was first beginning to do, wanting to do therapy, I would take a lot of classes. I've had many amazing teachers. And then I do a support group around the class. So I studied Hakomi, body-centered psychotherapy, and then I was in a support group practicing with other people and learning from them, being mentors to each other. I studied Gestalt therapy and I was in a Gestalt support group. I had a group of people who shared massage. That was how I supported my private practice in therapy while it was getting started, was I offered massage. And we'd get together once a week. We'd each teach each other a massage technique, and then we'd all exchange. So we all got a massage and great food and great company and good touch. It's a great way to share with friends and loved ones and increase your skill set. So I've studied with Jean Houston, started in 1978. She had the theater of the possible and really expanded my consciousness to what could happen. And even a few years ago, I was studying with her on the quantum powers and how to open to them. She's 86. She believes she stopped aging at 59, and I think it's true, and still going strong. So that was one of my teachers that influenced my willingness to go outside the box and work toward achieving things beyond what was normal. I sat with many enlightened beings, Swami Satchidananda, Baba Muktananda. I spent 2 or 3, maybe 4 years studying off and on with Pir Vilayat Khan, the Sufi master who brought Sufism to the West. And in Sufism, you honor all the world's traditions. So again, it expanded my consciousness to know that all of these are various paths up the mountain, and they're all valid, that everyone chooses their way and they're all valid. I studied with Rosenbriere for the energetic healing that I do. And I learned a great deal about how to hold my consciousness. And I also learned I wanted to do it a little differently than she taught me. Because I had studied with free thinkers, I was able to shift things and make them mine and learn what was right for me. When I first started to channel, I had this amazing being who would sit with me in deep meditation so that the council could come and actually guide me. They were my mentors, teaching me how to channel. And then we had ongoing channeling support groups that I would practice and people would give feedback. And when I moved to California, I studied with Sanaya Roman and learned more about her channeling, but also the support group again was really valuable. So as I've been evolving towards spiritual mentorship, I realized that the support group is a big piece of it. I've done apprenticeships over the years several times. This is a little different because I feel I'm mentoring people in your work, not my work. And this group has really wanted to learn to channel. And so often there's an hour or so in the 3-hour period where someone will ask a really deep question, often a personal question. And then people tune in, and the council really holds connection with their source. They tune in, and varying ones will offer a channeling of what they receive. And it's been extraordinarily valuable to get information and perspectives from 5, 6, 7, 8 sources. And then the council will comment on the channeling and help guide the person in deepening their capacity. So we meet on, right now it's on Tuesdays, could shift if people want a different day, 3 hours, beginning with a very deep meditation. I often will do activation of the chakras beyond the crown, the other 7. Might be a cleansing and clarifying of the chakras, various practices that I've picked up over these 52 years of study. And then we check in, little movement, check in, and people go really deep. It's becoming very personal in these sessions because I keep them to 8. So everyone gets personal attention, and frankly, because it's online and the size of the boxes is appropriate on Zoom, it's the right size. So then after check-in, I offer message that really is drawn from where everyone is that day. It evolves by the time I get to the event and comes from the wisdom teachings of all my years of practice. Then we take a break, come back, the Council of 12 comes in. We do a beautiful channeling about whatever people are involved with in their lives, and then the practice channeling. And we complete with everyone making commitments to themselves for the next week. And it varies. It might be, I agree to go to the beach 4 times this week and to meditate however many times and to start my taxes. And another might say, I agree to work with my graphic designer on my logo this week, come up with the wording for my new website, and put out the emails on the class I'm doing. And someone else might be, spend more time with my children. So it can be personal, it can be about your work, it can be whatever supports you showing up in the world with more of yourself, more of your power, more capacity, and more love. I'd love for you to join us. You see information about when the next one begins, and it's like every 7 weeks we start another 6-week cohort with a week in between. So it takes you deep into what your soul came here to do with a lot of guidance, a lot of support, and a lot of love. Blessed be.